the idea that this actually happened. You really would not believe it if it didn't go down.
How did two 20-something young men land a $300 million Pentagon contract?
The character that I ended up playing, he's so manipulative and shady and kind of evil, but he's also able to pull that stuff off because he's so charismatic. I was like, wow, this is a cool story, cool thing to be a part of.
Just the entirety really of the story and the arc of it. I love seeing how it started from, you know, very small, kind of the crumbs, and then just to a $300 million deal. And I like seeing how it got to that, because to me it seemed unimaginable.
You boys lowballed the entire industry.
By how much?
You guys came in $53 million lower than the nearest competition.
Who do you think is the real bad guys in this movie? Is it your characters, or is it the kind of apparatus itself?
His character gets sort of swept up and seduced by this, whereas my character is sort of like leading him down the rabbit hole.
This is the job. To do business with the people and places the U.S. government can't do business with directly.
The main device in the plot, which is, you know, these guys basically land a $300 million contract to arm the Afghans for the next 30 years. It made you realize that the vetting process and the system of checks and balances in the government is not necessarily all there. In a weird way, to me, the movie's really an indictment on the government and on their process, and like I said, their lack of checks and balances. These guys end up paying the price for it.
One of the bigger influences in the movie, you can even see from the poster itself, is Scarface.
Well, I have a bunch of friends that grew up in Miami Beach. Always those guys have this real affinity for Scarface. It was one of the few movies that were shot in Miami, and it's also a very aspirational movie in a lot of ways. So it just felt like a good device, so to speak, to use in the movie to kind of mirror what they're going through. Guys who think of themselves as gangsters.
You seriously want to drive to Baghdad?
David, we're gun runners. Let's go run some guns.